Muncie Central High School students walked for change today. They say they're asking for a brighter future.
And it's flu season. Health experts have advice on how to stay healthy.
I'm tracking cold temperatures tonight, but a brief warm-up is on the way.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Joey Moore.
And I'm Vinny Moderano. An update to a story we've been covering following last week's heated debate between school resource officers and MCHS staff that was posted online. Today, students walked in peaceful protest, asking for what they call a path toward a better future.
Students uniting together to let their voices be heard.
We are here today to have a voice, to be the next group of individuals who make a change in a not-so-perfect society.
And a teacher who encourages her students to speak their minds.
The goal of the protest today was just so that they could say what was wrong in their own school, so that someone out there would listen to it and then hopefully make some kind of change.
A walk from Muncie Central High School to Muncie City Hall. Students are asking for change.
Students need a clear and proper outlet in school that allows them to express their concerns about the school by the end of the semester.
And fighting for what they believe in is something Katie O'Connor hopes she instills in her students.
We want our students to use their voice and speak out when they witness things that they feel in their bones are wrong, like we've done today.
Community members also able to voice their concerns.
My son, when he calls out for me, will I be able to answer him?
Students asking to be heard, sharing their beliefs.
They say ignorance is bliss, but ignorance within our community is of no fault but the history they refuse to tell us.
In Muncie, Catherine Segal, NewsLink Indiana.
As this story continues, NewsLink Indiana will make sure to keep you updated. Congressional lawmakers investigating the January 6th Capitol insurrection have subpoenaed members of right-wing extremist groups allegedly involved in the attack.
Those groups include the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. The committee handling the investigation also subpoenaed Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio and Oath Keepers leader Stuart Rhodes. Dozens of members of both groups have been charged in the deadly attack. Prosecutors have accused some of the members of the groups of conspiring ahead of time to disrupt the Electoral College proceedings.
Governor Eric Holcomb is holding back from a proposal that would force businesses to grant COVID-19 vaccination requirement exemptions without questions. Numerous Indiana medical and business groups are also arguing against it. The proposed changes to state law face criticism during a legislative committee hearing today that it wrongly sends a message that the COVID-19 pandemic is over, at a time when Indiana's infections and hospitalizations are rising again. Republican House Majority Leader Matt Lehman presented the proposal as a step toward protecting individual rights by allowing workers to claim medical or religious exemptions if their employers required COVID-19 vaccinations.
Flu outbreaks are already popping up in some parts of the country, just as the CDC issues a report about the impact a severe flu season may have on our already vulnerable healthcare systems. Health experts say the flu is back after essentially taking a break last season when COVID-19 put a bigger emphasis on public health measures like hand washing, mask use, and social distancing. Helped keep flu activity low. The CDC recommends the flu vaccine for all people 6 months or older, and says that it is safe to receive both the COVID-19 vaccine and the flu vaccine at the same time. Last week, the CDC confirmed it's helping investigate an outbreak of more than 500 flu cases among students at the University of Michigan. Experts say the misconception that the flu shot makes people sick often keeps them from getting it.
If you don't feel well after the vaccine, sometimes it's merely our response to the vaccine. And also remember, it takes about 2 weeks for the flu shot to actually develop protectiveness in our body.
Meanwhile, a recent report from the CDC shows influenza viruses may pose a risk to healthcare systems already overburdened by the coronavirus pandemic. The flu is estimated to cause about 710,000 hospitalizations and up to 61,000 deaths each year in the U.S. Experts say flu season typically peaks between December and February, but it can continue through May.
And flu season and the cold normally go hand in hand. And with that coming up, Maddie, what can we expect to see this week?
Well, we're definitely tracking colder temperatures into tonight, but a warm-up is on the way for Wednesday. Right now, temperatures sitting in the mid-30s, 35 in Muncie, 33 down in Indianapolis, and a little bit colder up to our north, 31 in Fort Wayne. Now, when you factor in the winds, it's going to feel colder than it actually is outside. Feels like 29 degrees here in Muncie, 25 down in Indianapolis, so you'll definitely want to bundle up if you're heading out tonight or early tomorrow morning, as those temperatures are going to keep dropping into the lower 30s. Coming up, I'm tracking chilly temperatures overnight, breezy and warm conditions for Wednesday, and I'll have an hour-by-hour breakdown of the rain chances on Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Maddie. Finding professional clothes can be difficult for college students.
College may even be the first time for some, but one organization is making it a little easier by bringing a way for students to get free professional clothes with a Ball State student ID. Cardinal Closet is a university-based organization. They hold events where students can go and get free business clothes for their internships, presentations, or whatever they might need it for. Finding the right business attire is not the easiest. They can be hard to find and tend to be more expensive, which can be difficult for college students. Sydney Cole, the president of the Student Action Team, tells more.
So we focus on providing free professional attire to all Ball State students. We mainly came from a place where we noticed that there was a need for this on campus. There's a lot of speech classes, a lot of journalism students who give presentations.
You can donate your old business clothes and attire to the organization to give back. You might soon be paying less at the pump.
That just in time for busy travel season. Stay with us.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Today, Darrell Brooks faced a judge for the first time after allegedly driving through a crowd during a holiday parade in Wisconsin. He has been charged with 5 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and is facing a life sentence for each count. Charging documents total 62 people injured in the attack. Today, a child died from injuries sustained in the attack and became the 6th victim. Lower prices may soon be at the pump. President Joe Biden set to release millions of barrels of oil from the National Reserve to combat high gas prices.
Isabel Rosales is in Washington with the plan for some temporary help and its limitations.
Mounting pressure to lower rising gas prices.
I think they're ridiculous. They keep going up and there seems to be no end to it.
President Joe Biden now giving the okay to lift the lid on an emergency stockpile of oil.
While our combined actions will not solve the problem of high gas prices overnight, it will make a difference.
In the thick of the busy holiday travel season, the White House says the Department of Energy will release 50 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
That's the amount that we think would be useful to help middle-class consumers get through this period of elevated prices.
China, India, Japan, South Korea, and the United Kingdom will conduct a coordinated release along with the U.S. Americans paying on average $3.40 per gallon, according to AAA. It's aggravating the biggest inflation spike in decades.
750,000 people in Kentucky depend on natural gas or propane to heat their homes. It's a choice, in some cases, between putting food on the table and staying warm.
But it will take weeks before barrels hit the market. While the president was privately advised that tapping into the reserve wouldn't do much to alleviate the current problems, some lawmakers argue it's a start.
I don't think it can hurt.
The move may be largely symbolic, showing nations reluctant to ramp up oil production. The U.S. is serious about taking action. In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
While wholesale gas prices have gone down, it hasn't translated to the pump. President Biden last week asked the Federal Trade Commission to immediately investigate whether illegal activity by oil and gas companies is pushing up gas prices. The oil industry's top advocacy group slammed the move as a distraction in a press conference today. Biden accused oil firms of pocketing the difference between wholesale and retail prices.
The TSA expects the flow of passengers this week to rival pre-pandemic levels in 2019. The latest estimate from the TSA that 20 million people will travel by plane. Now the question is whether airlines can handle this. Crew shortages at Southwest and American Airlines left thousands stranded by canceled flights last month. American says 1,800 flight attendants just returned from pandemic leaves of absence and is paying flight attendants time and a half for working this week.
The already convicted Atlanta spa shooter appeared in court for a status hearing today. Robert Aaron Long faces 19 charges in Fulton, where prosecutors will pursue the death penalty for hate crimes targeting the sex and race of the victims. On March 16th, Long opened fire at a spa in Cherokee County, Georgia, then at 2 spas in Fulton County, the northwest area of Atlanta. In July, Long pleaded guilty to 4 murders in Cherokee and was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole, plus 35 years. 8 people total died in the March shooting spree. Most of the victims were Asian women. His next court date is Tuesday, April 19, 2022.
The cause of Brian Laundrie's death is confirmed. Family attorney Stephen Brodolino says Laundrie died by suicide by shooting himself in the head. Laundrie vanished days after his fiancée Gabby Petito went missing, and his remains were found last month in Florida. Petito's body was recovered on September 19th, and her death was ruled a homicide by strangulation. Laundrie was considered a person of interest, but was never charged with Petito's death. The couple went on a cross-country road trip before Petito disappeared. The Department of Justice is promising to crack down on solving cases involving missing or murdered Indigenous people.
According to the DOJ, $800,000 will help fund the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. It will pay for resources, outreach, investigative support, and forensic services. An interagency task force called Operation Lady Justice recommended the move last week. President Biden signed an executive order directing federal agencies to create strategies to address, quote, the crisis of violence against Native American people. In addition, the Attorney General also announcing $90 million in grants. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland created a new unit in the Bureau of Indian Affairs that will build on Operation Lady Justice. She says this is a crisis that has been underfunded for decades.
And with so many people traveling for the holidays, I just wonder what kind of weather they can expect. Maddie?
Well, we'll be seeing temperatures in the 30s tonight, but temperatures in the 50s are on the way tomorrow. And I'm also going to be breaking down rain chances on Thanksgiving after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
there's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other.
on a deeper level. Father,
Cosplayer,
mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
The time is currently 9:16. Here's a live look at campus on this beautiful evening.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a nice day out today. Pretty sunny for the most part, but the temperature was so frigid. Maddie, what do you got for us?
Well, it's definitely still pretty frigid outside right now. We're seeing temperatures in the mid-30s, sitting at 35 degrees here in Muncie. However, let's take a look off to our west. It is 50 over in Des Moines, Iowa. We're going to be tapping in on some of this warmer air as we head into the day tomorrow. Now, taking a look at our current radar, we're seeing not a whole lot to track here. Clear skies, and that's going to lead to these temperatures dropping overnight. However, taking a more zoomed out look, we are tracking our next weather system over in South Dakota. This warm front associated with it is set to come through tomorrow, bringing us those warmer temperatures. However, that cold front's going to move through just in time for Thanksgiving, bringing us rain and colder temperatures. Now, as we head into the overnight hours tonight, we'll drop down to a low of 30 degrees. Those clear skies continuing. Patchy frost will be possible, so if you are heading out and you have any travel plans or you have to commute anywhere tomorrow morning, definitely take a couple minutes to defrost your car in the morning, as that frost will be around. Those winds will be coming out of the south at 10 miles an hour, gusting up to 20 miles per hour at times. And as we head into the day tomorrow, those winds are only going to get more breezy, coming out of the southwest at 15 to 20 miles an hour tomorrow. We do top out at a high of 50 degrees, so warmer than what we saw today under mostly cloudy skies. And we'll see these clouds increase throughout the day on Wednesday ahead of our next weather system that's set to come in on Thursday morning. We're seeing these clouds in place by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon. That cold front bringing rain is going to start to set up by the time we get to about 2 a.m. Scattered rain moving in by then. However, the bulk of the rain is going to come in on Thursday morning. That's when the heaviest rain is going to be. So if you are driving anywhere on Thanksgiving morning, make sure to give yourself a couple of extra minutes and be aware that it will be raining, especially down in southern Indiana. So if you are headed there, that's where the heaviest rain will be concentrated. However, much of the state is going to see rain as we head throughout Thursday morning and into the afternoon. Now, we will see a break in the rain on Thursday as winds shift to come out of the northwest, and we will see a chance for some lake effect snow by the time we get to early Friday morning, as those winds will be coming off of Lake Michigan. Now, as we head into the day on Thanksgiving, it's going to be pretty rainy, so you're going to want to bring your plans indoors. It's going to be a good day to do any baking, get out the puzzles, watch some football with your family, and really just keep your Thanksgiving plans indoors. A high of 47 degrees for your Thanksgiving, along with those breezy conditions with winds coming out of the southwest. Now, as we take a look at our mid-7-day forecast, Wednesday will be warm. However, much colder air is on the way. Let's take a look at Friday here. The high is 33 degrees, so we're not getting very high above that freezing mark, and then temperatures will rebound over the weekend into the 40s, so it's still going to be below average for this time of year. However, there's plenty of sunshine on the way.
Yeah, and it's still kind of cold. Really upset that it might be raining on Thanksgiving.
For sure, yeah. It's definitely unfortunate that our one day it's raining this week is Thanksgiving.
Awesome. And Blake, what do you got for us in sports?
Well, as Ball State Volleyball prepares for the MAC Championship on Wednesday, we'll take a look at who the Cardinals will square off against. And with Ball State football in action tonight, we'll also highlight how the Cardinals are playing next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
And welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Blake Chapman with sports. Ball State women's volleyball has had an impressive...
Ball State women's volleyball is heading to the MAC Championship Finals after a win in 4 sets against the Western Michigan Broncos. This is their 18th straight win. However, the Cardinals feel that a new season is beginning with the postseason starting.
Although it has been 18 straight, we have kind of looked at the MAC tournament as its own new season. So we're in postseason. We're looking at it as we're 1-0 in the tournament time, and you just got to take it one at a time.
After having a strong first set, the Cardinals fell in the second set 25-21. The ladies were able to bounce back, winning the next 2 sets in dominating fashion, winning the third set 18-25 and winning the fourth set 25-11.
We obviously dropped set 2, so we kind of scratched that game and decided to come out and totally reset, play our style of volleyball.
And we just had to stay calm, just trust ourselves, and eventually we picked up more and more in rhythm, more and more in flow as the match went on.
The Cards also had a great crowd presence. It was the first time since 2002 the Cardinals have hosted the championship at Worthen Arena. With students and fans behind them, confidence grew throughout the game.
And if you're the opponent in that, you have to feel that the backs and everybody is against you, and I thought that was a huge piece of us getting confident tonight.
We were stoked to host. We knew so many people were going to come tonight, but looking up in the crowd tonight, I just couldn't believe how many people were there. It's huge. It makes such an impact on how we are just excited to be out there and playing.
The Cardinals have a tough road ahead of them in the MAC Championship Final. They face second seed Bowling Green at Worthen Arena tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. In Muncie, John Kleemeyer, NewsLink, Indiana.
Running over to the gridiron, Ball State football competing in their final regular season game. Tonight, the Cardinals hosting Buffalo, and this MAC championship rematch has a little weight to it. The Cardinals sit at 5-6, 1 win behind bowl eligibility. Last year, Ball State won their first bowl game against San Jose State in the Arizona Bowl, and a win tonight gives them a shot at keeping their season alive. Finally, let's travel back to the court, this time for hoops, as Muncie Central basketball shoots for a good start to their season this Saturday when they take on Wapahani High School. Now, the Bearcats did have a rough 2020-21 campaign, going winless over 21 games, but even though last year was disappointing, this winter could be a different story, with senior Shaka Griffin and juniors Malik Hassani and Daniel Harris coming down to the court. Head coach Chandler Thompson stressed the importance of the season opener and set his team's goals for the year.
Okay. So for our team from last year, we went winless. So the drive for these kids are to have a better record than last year. For the coaching staff, we want to be above 500. So our first few games of the season is important.
And speaking of that football game, gentlemen, Ball State is up over Buffalo. The last time I checked, 20-3, and it looks like we'll take this game late into the third quarter.
That's great to hear that we're doing so great in the second half. Obviously, a huge game for Ball State, playing for bowl eligibility against Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to jinx it on that statement there, but
absolutely.
Hey, any chance that we can go into back-to-back bowl games is good enough for me. It would be really cool to see them go for their second straight bowl game and second straight one in organization history.
And to see the women's volleyball doing so well in the MAC championship. That would be wonderful, too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great to see all our Ball State athletic programs just doing so well this semester. It's just been a great fall semester for athletics.
Absolutely. Women's volleyball coming in on, what is it now, 18 straight games.
Correct.
Super exciting for them, seeing how successful they've been.
And thank you, Blake. Another celebrity on his way to space. Who's taking the journey?
A new Guinness World Record has been set. Plus, we'll take a look at one final look at weather. Stay with us.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Another celebrity will make his way to space this year. Blue Origin, the rocket company of Jeff Bezos, will send the host of Good Morning America, Michael Strahan, to space, along with 5 other passengers, including the daughter of the first American astronaut. December 9th is the day as the rocket will lift off at 9:30 near Van Horn, Texas. The flight will go over 62 miles above the Earth, but only leave the ground for 10 minutes, reaching nearly 300 miles per hour.
And coming back down to earth, a group of 12,000 musicians in Venezuela entered the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest orchestra in the world. The event took place in the patio de honor of the Military Academy in Caracas on November 13th. The orchestra conducted the Slavic March of the Russian composer Piotr Tchaikovsky. The musicians were all required to all play for at least 5 minutes, and nobody was allowed to share instruments. The record used to be held by the Russian company Gazprom Social Initiative Support Fund. And now, Maddie, with Thanksgiving right around the corner, can you give us one last look at weather here?
Unfortunately, it will be rainy for the day on Thanksgiving with a high of 47 degrees, much colder on Friday, 33 degrees, barely topping out above freezing, and then temperatures rebound into the 40s for next week.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. We'll be back Monday to bring you the latest.
For news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.